Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Just before we get into the rumours today, fantastic performance by Arsenal yesterday. Still buzzing by that. Fantastic atmosphere, loads of Gooners there, and a great performance by Arsenal. All right, I know he was up against Southampton's second team, but in effect, that's our second team as well. You know, we made loads and loads of changes as well, but it just proves that Arsenal have got a really good squad. And hats off to two players in particular. Danny Welbeck, who's been out for all those months, injured, frustrated, looked sharp yesterday, 2 great goals and an assist. And also Theo Walcott, another guy who's been out injured, would have been really frustrated, back with a hat-trick, showed how much we miss both of those guys. 2 very quick, dynamic players, and I'm hoping that they're going to figure a lot in our games coming up. You know, they really could make a difference. Like a new signing? I know you guys don't like that word, so I won't mention it. Let's get into the rumour. The big one today is all about Antoine Griezmann, a player that I think most Arsenal fans would love to see at the club. I was saying the other day that what really gets on my back is that every time Antoine Griezmann's mentioned, we only hear about him being linked with moves to Manchester United and City and these sort of clubs. Well, today, the rumour is that Arsenal have thrown their hat into the ring and they want him as well. The reports are in the Mirror. It say that Arsenal are prepared to launch an £85 million bid for Griezmann, and you know, they're prepared to go to battle with Manchester United to try and get the Frenchman's signature. Of course, you know, he would be a significant signing for Arsenal. Would Arsenal be able to pay the wages though? I mean, if we're, you know, scraping around and hustling over Ozil's wages of 200 grand and Alexis' wages of 200 grand, would we be able to pay Griezmann? Because surely he'd command about 250, you know, in wages. The wages are going to be high, and we've got to get used to this. Wages for these very top players has to be high as far as they're concerned. Because remember, with transfers, the transfer money that you pay for the player, the 85 million, that goes to the club that you're buying him from. The player's concerned with his wages and the training ground and you know, what you guys, you know, are gonna do. He's be saying, you know, what's, you know, who else you buying? What are your plans to try and win the title in the Champions League? That's what top players are concerned with. So would we be able to match the wages? There's also another rumour as we get into Alexis watch regarding Alexis, where of course, if Griezmann's going one way, a lot of people are saying, all right, well, maybe a swap deal. Or there's other suggestions, and there's one today in the newspaper, it's The Sun, where they're saying that Atletico Madrid are looking like they're going to lose Griezmann in the summer. So they're prepared to move in for Alexis Sanchez and prepared to pay him £220,000 per week, which I think is more than what Arsenal are offering at the moment. I think Arsenal are offering him 200. So again, another reason why we got to get the deal tied down. You saw the guy again yesterday. He's absolute class. He's on the pitch for about 10, 15 minutes, couple of assists, looked dangerous. You know, he's world class. We've got to lock him down. And I remember I did that poll earlier on in this transfer window asking, you know, who would you rather have, Alexis or Griezmann? And overwhelmingly, it was for Alexis. So we love the guy here. Let's tie him down. For me, we should be looking to tie him down and get Griezmann. Ozil, Griezmann, Alexis in one team. With all the other guys, your Welbecks, your Walcotts, all these sort of people around. What sort of team would that be? That would be a team that could challenge to win the Champions League. So that's what I want to see, this sort of ambition from Arsenal. Not swap deals, but us trying to get Griezmann on top of what we had. And that would be, you know, Griezmann would be looking at it and saying, yeah, I'll be joining a great squad. Massimo Allegri today. Now, interestingly, this of course he's not a player, he's a manager. He's the Juventus boss, 49 years of age now. The Sunday Express claimed today that Arsenal are in advanced talks with him about succeeding Arsene Wenger. They reckon that Wenger still hasn't been offered a new deal by the club, and he still hasn't decided whether he's going to sign a new deal, even if he is offered it. So Arsenal are talking to Allegri's representatives, and it's in an advanced stage. And Of course, Allegri is a top manager. He's on course to win Serie A for the third time, to do a hat-trick of wins in Serie A, which is no mean feat. Of course, you know, a lot of people will look on it and say, well, hold on a minute. It's easier to win Serie A than it is to win the Premier League, especially when you're Juventus and you've got by far the best players, you know, Higuain's, Dybala's, people like this. But he's a top-class manager. And I think this is, if it is true, this is the right thing for Arsenal to do. They need to have a succession plan. If Arsene Wenger leaves at the end of the season, it can't be the same situation like what we saw at Manchester United, where they then went and got Moyes and people like this. They need to be looking at somebody who's going to be able to replace him and will be a top-class manager. And Allegri is a top-class manager, 49, so he's quite young, a real thinker. So be interesting to see what happens with that one, but that's what the Sun are claiming today. Yesterday's poll, remember I put it out there, Morata or Olivier Giroud, which one of these two players are better? Now, this poll was amazing. 25% of you said Morata is better. 75% of you said Giroud is better, right? Therefore, why do we need Morata? Do we need Morata? I mean, you know, I put it out there and you guys seem to be quite happy with Giroud. You know, I don't know if it would have been the same as that last year had we have put it out, but Giroud has been just having an amazing season this year. So Giroud winning that poll very, very easily indeed. Let's get into some of your comments. James Sukias says, hi, Robbie. I think we should sign Mahmoud Dahoud. He's 20 years of age and he plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's very versatile. He can play right back, left back, central midfield, holding midfielder, and even on the wing. He can do everything. Maybe playing goal. He's very fast, a great passer, and he can read the game excellently. He's still young, and he's been bigged up as one of Germany's new stars, so we'll have to keep our eye out on him. Ricky Hunt says, Arsene Wenger won't spend a penny. He barely spends 20 quid. Arsene Wenger strikes me as the kind of guy who gets paid all this money to manage a team for fourth place, but if he went to the shop and thought it was too expensive, he wouldn't buy because he's a cheapskate. Like Mo said yesterday, there's a bit of a myth about fourth place. I mean, we haven't finished fourth. Last year we finished second, remember? The year before that we finished third, right? And he has spent a lot of money. I mean, last summer, you know, 35 million on Xhaka, 30 odd million on Mustafi. You know, that's not cheap amount of money, although I do hear what you're saying. You want to see him go out there and buy someone a big, like a Griezmann at 85 million. I'd love to see that. Ricky also says people are saying that Giroud is better than Morata. He goes, what are these people smoking? Do you even watch football? And the only thing that Giroud is better at is heading. Well, I don't agree with you. I mean, I've never seen Morata score like that scorpion goal that Giroud scored. You know what? I'm with a lot of the guys in the poll. I think Giroud's a better player than Morata. Morata, for me, at the moment, flatters to deceive. Why is it when he was at Juventus, he never started? Why is he not starting at Real Madrid? You know, he's a good player, good young player. He has his moments, but for me, no better than Giroud. Giroud on an international stage has performed better than him. I'd rather have Giroud. Right now, if it boiled down to it, the only thing I think Morata's got going for him is obviously he's a young player and he's still got years to get better, so he can be better. But, you know, and RWD says, I'd rather have Morata, but we don't need him right now. And finally, Tate says, Giroud over Mata every day. So there you have it. Subjective at 75% of you saying Giroud. Thanks for watching the show. I will be back right about the same time tomorrow. Only 2 days to go of this window.